What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today we are talking anti-gravity. Ross Coulthart recently on a News Nation Q&A made some comments about anti-gravity. And it got me thinking, let's dive a little bit deeper into anti-gravity research, and is it something viable? This is going to be a fun episode, so let's dive in. Please hit that like button, Vetters. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Let's go, y'all. Anti-gravity research seeks to manipulate or counteract gravity, rooted in theoretical physics and speculative ideas. Early concepts from figures like Nikola Tesla linked electromagnetism to gravity, but it lacked evidence. Modern theories explore exotic matter, negative energy, or modified gravity models, such as string theory, with ideas like the Alcubierre drive remaining hypothetical due to extreme energy demands. Experimental claims, such as Eugene Podkletnov's gravitational shielding, are controversial and unverified. NASA's past breakthrough propulsion physics program that ran from 1996 to 2002 found no practical methods. And as of 2025, no credible anti-gravity technology exists, with research largely theoretical and mainstream science skeptical of near-term breakthroughs. At least, that's what they say officially.
I am aware of, in different parts of the world, the US being involved in attempting to replicate anti-gravity technology, and this goes right back to Thomas Townsend Brown, who my good friend and colleague Jesse Michaels has done an extraordinarily good video about. I commend it to you. Go to American Alchemy, put in Thomas Townsend Brown, and there's a great documentary that Jesse's done about this. It's quite obvious that the United States has been working on anti-gravity right through the 50s, the 60s, and then it all went dark. And the reason it went dark, I think, is because they had a breakthrough and it was all buried. And I agree with Eric Weinstein that there's been a manipulation of modern physics to try to stop modern physics from discovering what the United States has discovered in the black. And this is one of the issues that really infuriates me, is that I've spoken to people inside the US military and intelligence community who tell me that the US is suppressing enormous scientific breakthroughs in order to give itself a strategic advantage against its foreign adversaries. And in the course of doing that, it's holding the world back from discoveries that could quite literally take us to the stars, energy and propulsion systems that could revolutionize the planet. It is a tragedy, and I just wish there was more openness, and I wish I could understand why the secrecy.
Now, I have one more clip to show you from a Jesse Michaels video that he made with author Nick Cook. But I got to keep the mics on, y'all. So let me introduce the sponsor for today's video. Hey, Vetters, I want to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Transitioning from military life is tough, and protecting your identity shouldn't add to the stress. That's where Aura comes in, our go-to all-in-one digital security solution. Aura's got your back with real-time credit monitoring across all three bureaus, lightning-fast fraud alerts, and a one-click credit lock to stop threats cold. It scans the dark web 24/7 for your personal info, blocks scams with call protection, and even includes a VPN and antivirus to keep your devices locked down. For families, it's a game changer, covering up to 5 adults and unlimited kids with parental controls and cyberbullying alerts. Plus, if the worst happens, Aura's US-based team is there 24/7 with up to $1 million in identity theft insurance. Try it free for 14 days because you've earned peace of mind. Stop leaving yourself vulnerable to data breaches. Go to my sponsor, aura.com/vetted, to get a free 14-day trial and see if any of your data has been exposed. And to make it even easier, you can use this QR code that's on the screen, scan it, and it'll take you right to it. All right, so I have one more clip for you guys from a Jesse Michaels video. Now, not the same Jesse Michaels video that Ross Coulthart was talking about. That is a great video, and I'll put a link in the description to that Townsend Brown video. But I found another one that was more interesting. It is with author Nick Cook. Take a look.
What did you encounter next in your anti-gravity journey?
Well, what I did was I did that thing that you and Hal had that very interesting discussion with Eric Weinstein about, which was the physics piece.
It would only be if it were the case that, in fact, we have mastered anti-gravity and they're being built by aerospace corporations, then new physics would have to be involved.
I did look at the piece that Eric Weinstein referenced, which was all the sort of physics that was going on at the time. And he did that brilliantly.
My understanding is that there were really twin loci of activity. Babson contacted Lewis Whitten, who was coming out of Johns Hopkins, and then oddly, the similarly named individual named Bainson reaches out to Bryce DeWitt and asks whether he will found an institute at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Right.
And then there's a famous gravity conference at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that sort of kicks a lot of this off. It's a tremendous flurry of activity at a time when anti-gravity was trying to break into respectability.
I mean, I couldn't get the trail that far, but I realized that there was a big physics trail to this story. But I decided that I was going to pursue it sort of chronologically. And of course, when you're talking about anti-gravity, you're talking about something that is a UFO that looks probably like a flying saucer. So I start to do my due diligence, which is I look at the first sightings of this kind of shape.
The Tic Tac of today was the flying butane tank
Totally.
of the 1950s. And you can find declassified Air Force OSI reports that are publicly searchable right now that talk about these like flying white butane tanks.
Right.
So what do we think? Anti-gravity, is it something we have succeeded in creating a machine that can manipulate gravity, right? It's all very confusing, and honestly, there's a lot of different journeys to sort of go down a rabbit hole about leading to this, because it also brings you to the free energy topic, right? It all kind of is together, but this is anti-gravity, right? Not free energy. They're saying free energy could give you anti-gravity, right? But when you say anti-gravity, well, space and time are connected, right? And affected by gravity. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And the biggest question is, are governments or people in power capable of suppressing that breakthrough technology? That's really the first question you got to start with. Is it even plausible that if it was real, that could be suppressed? That's a tough one. You want to say yes, right? Clearly, the powers that be, regardless if it's the country or just powerful people, there's so many secrets we don't know, right? So clearly things can be suppressed. And something so extraordinary, right? Would that be suppressed? But then you'd have to ask, well, is it being used out in the world? Are there real world examples of this technology, right? When it comes to UFOs, that's mentioned a lot, right? As the reason for what they're doing. And could we have reverse engineered that ourselves? Right? If we gave a cell phone to Neanderthals, could they reverse engineer a cell phone? I don't think so. I don't think we could reverse engineer anti-gravity technology. I'm sorry. I just don't see how we have any of the same tools or resources or materials or elements to piece this together. I know we can do a lot, but does that mean we can just reverse engineer anything that comes our way? Like we've hit the pinnacle of reverse engineering stuff on this planet? I don't know. Could we use the technology from aliens to reverse engineer the stuff? Does that make sense? Use some of their tools that would allow us to reverse engineer. I don't know. It's a lot out there, and there's a lot of information out there, and the book is not closed on this. That I will say. And this is quite a rabbit hole to go on. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you on the next one, Vetters. Links in the description. Go do some digging. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, y'all. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.